Alright guys, we're gonna go back to Chinatown. We're not gonna talk about a person, we're not gonna talk about a gang, we're gonna talk about a very specific night that was full of tragedy. Let's travel back in time to the very early morning of February 9th, 1990, about 3:50 a.m. The tensions between BTK, Born to Kill gang, a violent, ultra-violent Vietnamese gang led by David Tai, who was known for extortion, robbery, brazen violence, over the top, who threw a monkey wrench into the criminal underworld of Chinatown. Their main rivals were the Chinese Ghost Shadow gang. If you're from New York, you already know everyone is basically sitting on top of each other. And it's further exaggerated in Chinatown. Small neighborhood, overcrowded, small streets, so you are bound to come across your enemy so regularly. The ticky-tack back and forths are going to ultimately boil over into an act of violence that people just can't come back from. And that takes us to February 8th, the night before the massacre at Winnie's bar. Now, according to former Ghost Shadows member Kenny, about 4 or 5 of his comrades just finished having dinner, and upon walking with their party, ran into 2 Vietnamese kids on the corner of Mulberry and Bayard. And for whatever reason, because he got this information secondhand, there was an altercation in which the Ghost Shadow members beat the ever-living snot out of the BTK members, who they didn't know were a part of the gang. They just thought they were some Vietnamese kids, and the altercation resulted in some bruised egos and bodies for the BTK members. This all happened around 10 p.m. on February 8th. Now let's fast forward to about 3:50 the next morning, February 9th, 1990. Now those same members of the Ghost Shadow gang are now at Winnie's bar, located at 104 Bayard Street between Baxter and Mulberry. The Ghost Shadows gang thought they were comfortable. They let their guard down. They thought, we're in our territory. And boy, were they wrong. The BTK members were out looking for revenge, get back, and most importantly, they were looking for blood. Bruised egos and bruised bodies were not their objective. Now, the whole incident happened pretty quickly. 2 BTK members, one we can identify as Gui Tram, 23. The other one got away. One of the members were outside the bar acting as a lookout, while the other one did all the dirty work. He came in guns blazing and in seconds took 2 lives and wounded 2 others. The 2 young men, unfortunately to pass away, were Dak Leong, 19, and Peter Wong, 20. Peter Wong was found dead at the scene with multiple gunshot wounds to the torso. And Dak Leong, he died on his way to the hospital with 2 gunshot wounds, one to the head and one to the chest. A third male that was with them was shot, named Robert Shu, 27. Now, the newspapers say he was not gang affiliated, but Kenny, who was a part of the Ghost Shadows, said he was a part of the White Tiger gang. He, unfortunately, was shot in the balls, so that wasn't fun. And the 4th person that they shot was Teresa Lau, who was 21 at the time of the incident. Now, this wasn't just brazen for doing it in the Ghost Shadows territory and a bar that they frequent, but the courthouse is literally across the street. Imagine to have balls this big to commit a shooting like that with the courthouse across the street. But that's how Gui Tram got caught. A police officer heard the gunshots and proceeded to chase him on foot, shooting him twice, once in the left shoulder and once in the arm, and apprehended him. Gui Tram did pull through. He didn't die after being taken to St. Vincent's Hospital. Now, this incident didn't end any gang wars. It really just fueled the violence even more. Now, Winnie's bar, despite having this crazy situation play out in its establishment, was able to actually stay around for quite a number of years after closing down in 2015 due to lease issues, but reopened in 2019 at a different location a couple blocks away at 58 East Broadway. But yeah, man, there's a lot of crazy stuff that used to happen in Chinatown. A lot of people walk through there thinking, yeah, it's a pretty cool neighborhood, which is one of my favorites, but it used to be the wild, wild west back in the day. If you have any neighborhoods in New York in mind that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments.